to Fazal and Giants podcast, the podcast that talks about Doctor Who and Star Wars, hosted by Lee Credit. Welcome and hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Welcome back to Fazal and Giants, the Doctor Who, Star Wars and Akbar All-Along podcast designed to entertain you. I am Lee, your host for the show, and in this episode, I will be previewing the latest Star Wars series Skeleton Crew, which begins the 2nd of December in the US and is produced by John Watts and Christopher Ford, and is part of the New Republic era. At the end, I'll have an announcement, so stay tuned for that. But let's begin. The show is about 4 children from At-Atin, and whilst they explore a ship, which is in the middle of a field or something, a young boy called Wim accidentally heavy jumps the ship far into the galaxy, and they're stranded with a robot called SM-33. They are chased by most pirates, and they're trying to get back home, but they're going to need some help. And that's where they find Jordan R. Nelwood, and can they trust him? I want to start with John himself, Jude Law. He is a mysterious, secretive, but has some kind of trauma from what Jude has said, from what I can interpret from one of his interviews. Jude and the team have said he isn't to be trusted, so that will be intriguing. Can we trust Jude? I have my suspicions, to be honest, but you never know. What I would like to happen is that he has this untrustworthy aura and then does something good at the end. Our lead is Ravi Kabut-Conyers, who plays Wim. Ravi has explained about Wim's family being just him and his dad, and he isn't around as much, so he has to rely on his imagination and hangs out with his best friend Neel, and they're playing Jedi or something. Wim is one of 4 black leads in 2024, alongside May and Usher Anderson from New Girl, and the 15th Doctor from Doctor Who. This is brilliant for diversity, and I've seen some promising results with all this that can still be improved, so keep it up. Back to Wim. His imagination is kind of similar to what I experience in real life. I imagine a lot. I write fan fiction, so I can relate to him. I am intrigued to see how Wim evolves throughout the series as he's inspired by heroes and Jedi, and of course, going against the Sith. Robert Timmy Smith plays Neel. Neel has already created a following with the hashtag NeoNation, which I am a part of, and I am happy as Neel fits this cute category of characters like Din Grogu, Merly, the Enzans, Gunji, and more. Neel is a kind character. This allows him to stand out in a strong field of characters. I am hyped for a Neel-focused episode, which is directed by the Daniels and is written by Christopher Ford and John Watts, who, as I said earlier, have created the show. Ryan Kiva Armstrong plays Fern, the daughter of Farrah, who is kind of the teacher/head teacher at the kids' school. A troublemaker and feisty female character, and she's inspired by Han Solo. Fern fits this tough woman character type like some of my favourites, River Song, Agatha Heartless, Broken Templates, and Finisher. She is seen using weapons, and she's got that fierce look about her, and that excites me. Kiana Cressler plays KB, who is a cyborg, and is inspired by Lobot from The Empire Strikes Back. I feel KB is underrated from what we've seen in the tries. I'm hoping that she gets lots of screen time and gets a chance to shine, because I think there's a lot of potential for her. Marty Matters is back as Vane, who I like to call a Wim, after the Navarra incident. Like, he's a bit like, cook! Line! But, despite that, he is tough and dangerous. A fun fact to add, because Vane survived the fight with the Mandalorians, and he wasn't originally going to survive the Mandalorian Season 3, Skeleton Crew is set after Mandalorian Season 3. I am glad they made the decision to keep him, because he could be very interesting and very dangerous. His fellow pirates are Jaleel White as Gunter, and the captain is Brutus, who is voiced by Fred Tatasquar and played by Stephen Uyong. The trailer showed them that they are very dangerous and going to be a big threat to the children. So, they are going to be the opposite to the Space Sky Pirates of the Edge Chronicles, which I love. I recommend reading that story. They're really great writers and illustrators. I think they'll stand out very easily. Rounding off the cast is Tunde Ajampimbe, who will be playing Wim's dad, Kerry Condon will be playing Farah, who I mentioned earlier as Fern's mum. I feel like at first they're not going to be as very out there, but I think that's part of the arc, which I think is fair enough, and I think they'll be fine, because I like the fact that they're going to be a bit angry, and then let them care for the children when they end up going into a different part of the galaxy. I think that will really help them stand out, and I'm interested to see how they're going to get the children back. One of the people in the director's chair is Bryce Dallas Howard, who has directed in all 3 Mandalorian series and the Book of Boba Fett. Coming after a spectacular episode, which was Guns for Hire, which is an episode that is divisive, but it's one of my personal favourites. She's returned with the cast, having her episode as one with big character development, and it's one of those episodes that I'm going to be hyped for. Her fellow directors are John Watts, Lee Isaac Chung, The Daniels, David Lowery, and Jake Schreier. John Watts, Christopher, and Mario John Wesley are our writers. The Gajals are keeping it in the family, with Mick joining his father Michael, who did the music for Rogue One. Mick will be doing the skeleton crew composing, so I'm excited to see what he can do. I am interested to see what secret Assassin has, as it's a normal human planet. It's originally known as the Crown Jewel of the Old Republic. Does it have a secret that could endanger the planet? I can't wait to see. We start by seeing the children in their education as they're being taught to do well. Then they end up in another part of the galaxy where they're going on adventures from thrills leading up to danger. And I like that show, as it's going to show how the kids have to act in a dangerous situation, but they're still kids at the end of the day. There has been a lack of children-centered TV shows. When I was a young viewer, I watched a show called The Sarah Jane Adventures, where Elizabeth Sladen's Sarah Jane Smith teams up with children, including her adopted son and daughter, to defend life on Earth. I like that, and I know I'm going to like this because they're all very different, and there's going to be different characters, so it makes both shows stand out unique and differently. Skeleton Crew is going to be like the eyes of the companion Doctor 2, but it's all, for example, Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday in Space Babies. Seeing the universe through Ruby's eyes is a brilliant idea of Russell T Davies. It's so memorable, and I still love seeing Millie's acting and stuff like that. I feel like if their Skeleton Crew can do it times 4, I think I will get the same vibe as I got with Ruby with the kids. I expect something different and original, as this is different to the new shows that have already been released. Lagerfeld Long had witches in Doctor Who coming up. Stephen Moffat is sticking with his originality. With a unique plot about a time hotel, Skeleton Crew is going to be a lot different because it's more out there and more explorative. There is a lot of creatures, from Jawas to Ashistavanian witches, Captain Brutus suspicion, to cute and odd creatures. It's so great looking at all these designs from behind the scenes that come to life on screen. I want to give a huge shout out to the people behind the scenes. You're doing a fantastic job. Also, with the Rumour Teak cameo, which I'm really excited for, because from what I've read and seen, Teak is an absolute legend and a great beast. All things regarding creatures are going to excite me. The series has 80s and 90s references, which make it stand out, as it's got Stranger Things and E.T., and probably from what I've been reading, one of my favourite Dr. Jodie Whittaker's favourite films when she was young, The Goonies, which inspired her dreams to become an actress. Yes, I think if people remember that stunt back in the Cedos when she slid down the side when she went against the Cedos, iconic. This episode could have had better editing, but I still feel it's underrated. I look forward to seeing the journey the children will go through, because it's going to be explorative, it's going to have chases and different planets and cultures as well, so it's going to be impressive. What is special is that because of certain time zones, for me, 5 and 6 both written by one John Wesley will be on Christmas and New Year's Day, and it's going to be probably just a one-off thing for Star Wars. Obviously in this period there is Doctor Who Christmas specials, and there was the New Year's specials just during the children era. I've loved them. Some don't do as well. However, it's Doctor Who, and they always deliver something special. What makes it special for me is that Ravi gets to share Christmas Day with Sri Gatwa, and I'm going to be talking about Legend in 2 episodes' time. But I'm really happy that on Christmas Day I'm going to see 2 black leads. It's going to be wholesome. They both deserve to have and I'm here for both of them doing amazing. To finish off, I just want to say there will be 5-minute reviews which will be released chronological order, but it won't be in a schedule. There'll be obviously be 2 episodes at a time. I'm aiming to get 2 done in December, and then the rest will be January, February. That is not the only announcement Lee has. Oh no, sorry, my friends. I will be once again taking part in Star Wars Podcast Day 2025 with a chat on Sun Crew after the series has ended. I'm excited to talk about that and obviously bring a lot of joy because this show looks to be brilliant. If you want to see my previous 2 Star Wars Podcast Day episodes, I will post a link down below. Are you excited for Skeleton Crew? Comment down below or at First122 on social media. I want to hear from you guys and I want to see what you guys have to say. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening to Phasma and Jarrans. Please get in touch at First122 on social media. If you love anything I do, please subscribe to the Phasma and Jarrans YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Phasma and